QUADECA recently released his Scrapyard mixtape. This mixtape is just a collage of songs that he claimed did not have a home. It's not supposed to be a cohesive, put-together project. It's just supposed to be bangers and fun songs that he really enjoyed. I can say this album, this mixtape, is absolutely incredible. Today I want to jump into each song and break down the lyrics and meanings behind them all and give you my honest, real opinions on how good or bad they came out. Before we get into this, I am an absolute QUADECA lover. He's my #1 artist of all time. My favorite album of all time is I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. So there is going to be some bias in here, okay? But I'll try my best just to be valid and honest, okay? With me mentioning I Didn't Mean to Haunt You was my favorite album, with what he did with I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, there's just so much you have to live up to, and I can proudly say that he did just that. So let's jump right into the video. Let's jump right into the first song and break it down. Dust Cutter kicks off the second pack of the Scrapyard series, this also being a song featured on the vinyl edition of his album I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. Some Scrapyard songs are leftovers from I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, and we see a few here. Dust Cutter is a super unique song with a crazy sampled drum and a very different vocal delivery and performance from QUADECA. I've never heard something like this. QUADECA asks not to be left out in the cold or to be left in the middle of the night on his own. He is shook to his core, claiming he does not want to see this person ever again. If this is indeed a leftover from I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, we can put together that he does not want to see his loved ones again. He is upset watching his loved ones, likely his mother, as she was a strong protagonist of the album, is doing the things they used to do together to grieve him. He used "Who Had a Clue" to reference his suicide committed on I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, as this is a very common reaction people have after someone takes their own life. He uses this in frustration towards his mother that she didn't see his mental struggle that led to his suicide. He is angry in the afterlife, showing his frustration on not being seen or understood when he was alive, using the lines "Who had a clue," naming all the people that didn't know but should have. He claims everybody knew about his struggle, everybody but you, likely in regards to his mother, as the previous lines were just his sarcasm used through frustration of her not being there to help him or save him, and watching how she acts now that he's dead majorly upsets him, which is a major theme of the entire album I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. In the verse, he asks who hid the veins and changed the hue. Oxygenated blood is red, deoxygenated blood is darker, and he follows this up mentioning oxidized perfect blue. Perfect Blue is a movie about a girl called Mima. She encountered lots of hallucinations, so QUADECA saying oxidized means he's snapping back into reality. He says not to let it out, being his emotions and feelings. He says not to use the words, not to write them down, this likely being something to do with his suicidal thoughts. He says crumpled tissues are on red pages, leading me to believe he is crying, coping with his thoughts, crying and putting the tissues onto the red pages, which I think could be the pages of his suicide note with possible blood on it due to self-harm. This song repeats the chorus and ends with an eerie, unsettling sound. This song definitely would have fit onto I Didn't Mean to Haunt You very well, but I'm glad we got it here.
You can have my tongue, just promise you'll take it a la carte.
The first song released for the Scrapyard series was A La Carte featuring Break-Ins. A La Carte is used in restaurants to describe ordering something off of a menu. QUADECA states his favorite poem is speaking to a girl of interest, claiming he reads it from the teleprompter on his shoe, meaning he looks down when talking to this girl, thinking of what to say, showing the awkwardness and nervous tension being around this girl gives him. He claims to play thumb war in his suit pocket, once more focusing on the theme of feeling nervous and awkward around this girl, fidgeting as she makes him anxious. In the chorus, he asks this girl to take it all apart, likely meaning he wants her to take down the walls he has put up regarding his emotions and feelings. He is giving her permission to do so. He follows with a double entendre, claiming that she can have his tongue as long as she takes it a la carte. Tongue is often served at fancy restaurants as a limited item, being ordered a la carte, as well as it meaning making out with someone. QUADECA claims she can have his tongue, but keep it a la carte, meaning ordering everything found in a relationship. He follows this up by saying not to take it all to heart, showing that he wants to be in a more casual kind of fling with no feelings attached, reassuring her not to take it personally. He is thankful the lights are turned off, meaning he is finally getting what he wants and not dealing with the socializing element of this, as well as meaning the nerves he feels when seeing this girl is gone, and he can't see her in the dark. He has a very clever line stating he'd rather be inside his head than her, showing he'd rather think about this girl inside his head than be in bed with her, having a sexual interaction. He claims it gets so deep, he isn't pulling out. Well, this means he's getting too deep into his own head, and he isn't pulling out of these thoughts, as well as he is deep inside of her, not pulling out, saying he's gonna come. Red-eye flights take off late and arrive early, making them a much cheaper flight experience, where QUADECA claims he flies red-eye to New York City. LLC is a limited liability company. It's a type of corporation loan, where QUADECA claims LLC will be on the next LP. LP being his next long-playing record or album is going to be such a step up in quality and production that it will be set to a corporate level. Youre mentions the flight previously mentioned. As we can put together, he flew to New York City to be with this girl, claiming on his flight home he can't sleep thinking about the hold he has on her, meaning the way it feels to hold her as well as it being the hold he has her in mentally, as he stated he doesn't want any feelings attached. QUADECA says he doesn't usually feel concerned for the negativity in a relationship, described by doom in the air, by stating his feelings are overdue, as he feels he should start worrying about this feeling. He switches up the chorus a bit here, now stating his favorite poem is what he couldn't say, as maybe he's beginning to catch feelings and he isn't sure how to say it. He claims he makes jokes that aren't funny because they're true, as he only speaks the truth, and what he said taken as a joke was the honest truth. He asks for forgiveness about the hesitant salute, this meaning a few things. One being he is hesitant to admit his feelings and put himself into the situation of love, as he is afraid of how that will affect the already made no feelings attached relationship, as well as he is afraid to put his feelings ahead of himself, messing up this good thing he has going for him. This song was a huge release for me because QUADECA is my all-time favorite artist and Breakins is a top 3 artist for me, and that is exactly who collabed here as we get Breakins' verse. He says he got his jaw agape, now he's a cottonmouth. A cottonmouth is a large dangerous pit viper that inhabits swamps. When threatened, it opens its mouth wide to show a white interior. Cottonmouth also meaning his mouth is dry. He's claiming the dryness of his mouth due to his deep breath of air is when his jaw gapes from being surprised, is threatening like a vapor. He claims it isn't the girl's fault, he's caught up in his own ways and feelings, taking care of his wounds. He claims the plate is a la carte, asking if she'd like the next course, implying if she wants more of him, possibly the feelings he might have for her. The feeling of being nervous or anxious around this girl is a heavy topic in this track, where Breakins claims he freaked out trying to treat her right sexually, as although they claim this will be a no feelings relationship, he still feels he needs to do more for her and is worried he isn't. He says he feels like he isn't good enough, feeling like he's a 5, being a 5 out of 10 looks wise. Ironically, this is also the score Fantano gave Breakins' album. That's interesting, huh? He claims that he was told he can express himself and let his emotion out to this girl after they make love to each other, claiming the thoughts get so deep when he looks down on her. This was a really good way to start off the Scrapyard series. I was super hyped for this release, and it was a great start.
I know that it's been waves of the Mississippi.
Pretty Privilege is the first brand new track that we get, and oh my goodness is it incredible. He opens the song asking why you would call him pretty, wanting to know what they mean by that. This shows QUADECA's insecurity in himself and struggle to take and accept compliments. He claims if he was truly pretty, he wouldn't want to be seen. This shows he wouldn't need someone to validate him if he already knows this for himself. He claims he would do a lot to be fine as he is struggling in life and would do anything to feel better. He questions why he was called pretty, showing he does not understand it or accept it. He shows his desperate love for this girl, putting effort into his looks, changing up parts of his hair, hoping she will notice it. He has such a fun flow and vocal delivery on the first verse. He claims he's the only one still home, showing he lives by himself, not with his family anymore, saying it hits him. It can be hard being on your own, with loneliness and so much more. He says he could go out, not just stay home by himself, but claims he does not know what he would do if he did go out. He discusses his partner is so attractive and so perfect that when they are seen together, people tell him he's lucky to have her. This can add on to the insecurity that he has, as if others see her as that, he may question his own self. He shows this by the following line discussing how he sucks in his stomach to hug her, likely due to insecurity when it comes to things like his weight. The instrumental builds into this fun drop with heavy drums and harmonious vocals, and it sounds super epic and beautiful, and this is actually one of my favorites on the entire project. Maybe that's recency bias, but it's so great. Easier shows QUADECA's conflict and emotion when it comes to a relationship. This is one of the most beautiful songs released on the entire Scrapyard tape, where in this chorus, QUADECA speaks on wanting someone who is easier than nothing, showing he wants a relationship that takes less effort. He questions if the feelings are genuine in the first verse. He claims he will go to hell with this person if they are to do so, as he claims he doesn't want them going anywhere by themselves. He questions if he is truly in love or not, but saying sometimes it's not enough shows that although he has an attraction towards her, he longs for something more, wondering if this missing component is an actual relationship with them. He shows his frustration and conflict within himself, as he admits it's hard to explain why he feels the way he feels, questioning his love. He says he followed in open arms that buried him from above, showing he is seeking a way to escape in this relationship but feels trapped. This girl welcomed him with open arms, but it's leading to his downfall. In the second verse, he reflects on the relationship and the negatives that come with it. He says, throw all your sense in a well, this of course being what you do in a wishing well, hoping your wishes come true. Showing QUADECA threw his sense into a well, hoping for the universe to solve his problems in this relationship, as well as sense, being he's going into this situation head first and blind, not paying any mind to the repercussions, just trying to go for it with this person. Another negative in this relationship is where he says he totaled his car on the way, showing she has clouded his mind and consumed his thoughts, leading him to be unable to focus on things, like the road ahead. He shows how hard it is for him to admit he wants this person, speaking on how he stayed busy to stay away from her as he feels she doesn't feel the same way for him. This led him to not really take her feelings into account. He misses the way being alone used to feel before this girl made it hard to be alone. He misses her presence and the thought of her hurts while alone, while being alone used to be a more simple time. He claims he takes flights when he's bored, to go see and do more than he can do anywhere else, a way of distracting his mind. This shows that he resorts to making quick decisions to escape his feelings. He shows that he has never told this girl the feelings he has for her, as she sees them as just friends, so he will pretend to be that just for her instead of telling her how he truly feels. This is one of the most beautiful songs on this entire project. Even If I Tried shows QUADECA's confidence and self-belief. In the chorus, he claims he is so confident that even if he does try, he wouldn't be able to miss his target. This has a double meaning. Obviously shooting his target. Like with a water gun, duh. At a pool party, you know. As well as his goals. He shoots for his goals in life and always hits them. In the verse, he shows that even when things go wrong, he can't resist but to step in and take action. He feels that his actions cannot be overshadowed by anyone else, using the word eclipse to show this. An eclipse is an obscuring of light. He uses the word tripping point to show he is close to achieving another goal. He says to listen to him and do what he says, as he's convinced it'll work out. The chorus repeats with a heavier bass in the background. He claims if he walks into a room, nobody else matters, as all the attention will be put onto him. He says even if he lies, you'd still know who he really is and what he can do. The instrumental gets more and more glitchy during the refrain, where QUADECA repeats parts of the chorus before we get a total switch up of the instrumental. As in the bridge, we can see QUADECA admitting he loses himself from time to time and what he is capable of truly doing, but he quickly reminds himself who he is before going into another verse. The verse shows he has a fully snapped back into his self-confidence, telling us to feast our eyes on his power, bragging about his achievements and the influence he has created in the music scene. He asks how he's been overlooked, says he's traveled the world getting recognized for his talent. He says he does not need any flowers. This means he knows his own worth. He does not need to hear it from anybody else. This song is really crazy and I feel it's pretty underrated when it comes to the Scrapyard series, and it was a really good first song off of Scrapyard 3. What's It To Him absolutely slaps. It's really short, but he opens the song shouting at someone, rather himself giving a warning, reminiscing on things of his past, a bit like picking up hands. QUADECA shows his want to be more vulnerable. He wants to be able to hide less of his feelings and express himself more. He claims that if he was happy, you would know and see it, claiming he would do anything to reach this happiness. This song is really short, but very grand, and the drop where QUADECA screams at the end in frustration before repeating the chorus is a great way to close the song. You Don't Know Me Like That picks off where a la carte left us off. QUADECA shows the aftermath of this ongoing fling, as he previously mentioned. He uses a pitched up vocal in this track and a very new and different sound for QUADECA. In a la carte, QUADECA showed he didn't want to have any feelings attached, and in You Don't Know Me Like That, he claims this girl never knew who he really was, as he never showed the true sides of himself, knowing they would never be something serious. He claims they would talk all night as he held her, but she doesn't know the true him, and now she never will. QUADECA tries to show the outcome of this fling wasn't his fault, saying it's obvious to blame everyone, as he warned her this wasn't a committed or serious relationship. QUADECA uses these lyrics to describe how fragile no feelings attached fling he had going with this girl broke so easily. The beat drops where QUADECA goes into a verse, where he claims he took this person out of his list of names, as they were just a form of sexual encounters for him, a friend with benefits, admitting he feels ashamed and upset with him for hurting this girl. He claims he left a note for her, but she now hides everything to do with him, as she is embarrassed and ashamed of the relationship she shared with him. QUADECA shows that although this was a no feelings attached relationship, he feels bad and sad about ending it, questioning why he does feel this way. He claims he'd do it all for half of her, meaning he only got half of her anyways, being the physical element of only wanting her for this friends with benefit aspect, rather than getting all of her and knowing who she really was as a person. He claims he had to do this likely due to the way she began to feel, and this worry of becoming too serious for him. He compares this relationship to unfamiliar avenues. When you're in an unfamiliar avenue, you often feel concerned and worried due to this unknown area, and this is how QUADECA felt with this person. She was unknown to him. QUADECA's second verse shows that he still has to fight against the feelings he has for her. He led her on and wanted a no feelings relationship. He was not sure what to do, so he acted tough about it all, but deep down he was scared of this relationship. He claims he should have said something years ago, alluding to him possibly having feelings for this person for a while, and if he said something back then, maybe it would have played out differently between them. I Make It Look Effortless is a short little banger involved in Scrapyard 2's initial release. It's only a little over a minute long, but it goes so hard. He claims he makes it look effortless, meaning he does things easily without looking like he's even trying. This fits the music video well, where he's pulling off some insane trick shots. He says he doesn't need to preface it, meaning introduce us to himself. He has a lyric on the phrase, "the glass is half full," showing someone's point of view on something. QUADECA says he's a pessimist, this meaning he sees the glass half empty while others see it half full. He has a sort of callback to Scrapyard 1, where he claims she thinks she in love, but she only met half of him. This shows he didn't give his all to this girl, yet she still feels she loves him. He harshly disregards her, saying she doesn't get to see the full side of him. He claims he still holds the door open for her, this obviously meaning a gentleman type act, as well as holding it open for her to leave and get out of his life. He feels that lately he's been out of his mind, saying he might have to draw the line, meaning he needs to set a limit on what he should accept in his life. This song ends with the chorus repeating, and as short as it is, it's truly a banger.
I don't say it enough, but I'll thank you in the end. Might delay a few events on the day.
Way Too Many Friends is one of my absolute favorite QUADECA songs ever. It shows the difficulty of giving time and effort and genuine love to his friends. He tells someone to stop calling him out if they want to fix things. He admits he doesn't call his friends as much as he should, never saying enough to them, but will always thank them in the end, sort of showing a perspective of this being enough when it likely isn't. He might change plans with his friends depending on the day or how he feels, claiming he misses people, but he says that just to satisfy them even if it's not true to him. In the chorus, he repeats he has way too many friends, and as he repeats this, the background gets more and more crowded and noisier. In the second verse, he has a really nice flow where he states he is dressed nice, tucking his shirt into his pants. At the end of this verse, he pins it until he has it done, this showing just like the buttons he had to pin down, as well as his musical aspiration. He shows the work ethic he has, and likely why it is so hard for him to get back to these friends. As he has been shut in, he would spend long hours working on music, even saying he's worked like 12-hour days in the studio for his album I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. He doesn't say he misses anyone, so they don't get attached and want to make plans. He claims he makes it one and done. They see each other once and that's enough for him. He repeats the chorus and finishes the song with a cheerful chant of friends. Also at the end of this music video for this track, it looks like we get a tease to possibly another album. This man cannot be stopped and I'm so hyped for it.
Guess who? Walked straight into the venue, had to go through the back.
Guess Who was one of the biggest bangers on this entire project. It shows more confidence and success QUADECA has encountered, just as Even If I Tried does. This song goes harder and even more confident though. The chorus has QUADECA asking us to guess who he is, following with a braggadocious line, such as guess who's walking into the venue and cities with no hesitation, showing his success and confidence. He has a double here, flexing of the money he has made as well being Mane. Sadio Mane, a former Liverpool FC player who played with Mohamed Salah, stating he has enough money to make someone disappear, once again showing the presence he brings and the aura he carries with himself. The term tall odds means a poor chance of winning. QUADECA uses the lyric looking so tall next to all of those odds, showing he looks tall overcoming the odds against him. He says guess who just walked in the building, my options are real and my confidence fake, showing he portrays himself more confidently than he really is, but is still able to come across brash regardless of it being real or not. He speaks on a collection that cost him a lot to put together, but not the cost making this money took him. He says that he dodges knockoff opinions, this showing he doesn't pay any mind to those criticizing his art unless they are of importance. He claims his Dropbox made a living. A Dropbox is a cloud file storage, likely where he saves his music under, claiming that his Dropbox made his living due to the music inside it. He claims it's hospitable, meaning this Dropbox is welcoming and open to new people, his music is welcome to new ears. He continues to show his confidence in the second verse, asking for someone to try to compete with him as this won't bother him. He is confident in his presence and success, claiming he will stay right where he is, they can't replace him. He mentions how he found success from a young age, mentioning the bouncer having to take multiple looks at his ID as he does not appear his own age, saying he grew up way before he turned 19. As he found major success early on, such as the Insecure diss track he released at just 18 years old. He shows the struggle he faces being underestimated by the industry, but still being confident in knowing his worth, not backing down because someone does not believe in him or understand his art. The beat stops before the third chorus, finishing and comes back hitting so hard. This song is a true banger where QUADECA asks us to guess who, telling us it is indeed him. Under My Skin is a song that shows QUADECA trying to keep a past lover safe, showing he can't get over her. He claims when she walked into a new man, a second wind was caught, meaning a renewed energy. He claims he has a place to keep this girl safe, the place being under his skin. When you're under someone's skin, it means you're irritating or upsetting them. This is showing that QUADECA is not over this girl. She is under his skin, and seeing her find someone else makes him want to protect her from them, and keep her to himself, even if it is under his skin. The instrumental switches to this beautiful, peaceful guitar, where he goes into a verse. He claims he won't kill again. This might be a reference to his song House Settling off of I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, where he tries to kill his own mother. I did a full breakdown on the album, by the way. Watch it. This is free promo. He may feel the urge to kill his ex, seeing her move on, or even want to kill the new guy she is seeing. QUADECA shows the difficulty he has moving on from her, saying he is always going to be there. He claims he will be there in spirit, this being in the form of a ghost that he takes in I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. He speaks on how there is a song he wrote for her if she ever cares to listen to it. He mentions her finding him under her skin, showing that the fact that he is gone does get to her from time to time. QUADECA says that they can maybe be friends, as most exes tried to do at some point. He says those eyes are redundant, you're still incensed, meaning angry, showing she is angry at QUADECA for wanting to be friends after the breakup, or even because of the breakup. Funny enough, incense is also a tactic to keep away ghosts, and with QUADECA being a ghost throughout this project shows she could be keeping his spirit away. That's kinda wild and deep. QUADECA asks why she would come back to him after he built a fence. This means repairing a broken relationship. She is back after fixing something she didn't want to fix in the first place. He mentions they can pretend, knowing this relationship will not work, but they can act like it will anyways. Being Yourself was released secretly a while ago and is now featured here on the Scrapyard. This is debatably the most unique experimental track on this album, and that's saying a ton. He claims he wants to change, he wants to be in the same picture as this girl, claiming he wants her to switch her lens, being her point of view. Picture, lens, frame. You get it. He wants to change the direction of light so he doesn't see a reflection of anyone else, especially not his own. He claims he wishes you could be yourself, who you really are. The instrumental is so strange and the vocal delivery is insane and eerie and so experimental. In the second verse, he has a more aggressive type delivery, showing he does not want to see this person incorrectly or leave, but he knows he cannot stay, stating he would have manned up but just stood around instead. He wishes someone could understand and feel the way he feels to get him, wishing they could be themselves for him. The song ends with this eerie and heavy drum instrumental, and it feels like a breakdown of a song, honestly. I think this song is so strange but so good. Although it may be like my least favorite on Scrapyard, it's still really good.
It's time to give up on being human.
Oh my god. You Tried That Thing When You're Human is the most insane song ever made. It's absolutely crushing, showing the difficulty being a person with real feelings can bring. Likely being treated inhuman by a love interest, he opens the song repeating,
"It's time to give up on being human."
Progressively getting more and more depressive and stuttering throughout. Even at the end, hearing what sounds like him standing up and starting the verse with the same heartbreaking delivery. He claims that someone made an exception. This likely means QUADECA was cheated on. She made an exception for another man and it led them to breaking up. He follows this up by stating they were being human, a common excuse being, "I'm only human," when you make a mistake. QUADECA shows he let his guard down, having a relationship and real feelings towards somebody, ultimately leading to his downfall and heartbreak. He tried to accept love and it failed. There are a lot of weird sound effects and atmospheric noises within this instrumental. In the chorus, with a sort of angry yet sad delivery, QUADECA claims he's going to be something else, showing he's going to try to move on and become something more recovering from this heartbreak. He states he tried his best for this person and having feelings, and claims that he did a good job, knowing he was a good man to this girl. The instrumental gets more and more powerful throughout this track. The song is super drawn out, but in a really good way. It's so compelling and heartbreaking, and I honestly think it is one of the greatest pieces of music QUADECA has ever made. Although this song might be hard for me to revisit just because of how depressing it is and slow, and you can't vibe to this. This is like a hit your feelings song. I honestly think it's a 10 out of 10 though.
How I describe you, you're not around. You should
Guide Dog is such a powerful, beautiful, incredible song. It starts showing that Quad's lover often has mood swings on their own self-confidence. QUADECA states it's that time, showing he's ready to make her see her worth. He offers to hold out his hand and guide her, to see her the way he does. He will be her guide dog. QUADECA has a very cute line expressing how in love he is with this girl and the way he sees her, claiming if he could give her his eyes, he would, so she could see herself the way he does. In the chorus, we hear this powerful, beautifully played acoustic guitar, where Quad sings about the love he has for her, referencing times he talks about her when she isn't even around him and describes her as something special. QUADECA shows she is not taking his compliments the way he wants. She won't accept them, as he claims she would be a far better man than he ever can be if she was him. He claims when he looks at her, he does not even feel worthy of having her, as he clearly sees her as this perfect, lovable girl. He feels he doesn't deserve to have someone so great. He states that his love songs don't age well, and this lyric is one of my absolute favorites. For example, he has a song like These Days written about love, and now he is no longer with these people that he wrote these songs about, making them age poorly, but he still writes this one for her. The song is so beautiful and so peak and hits so hard after the previous track. Texas Blue is the outro to this record and feels like a perfect way to do so. The song features Kevin Abstract, who compliments QUADECA incredibly well. It opens with Kevin Abstract stating he wakes up next to someone, questioning if he thinks they are complex, being something deep to her, mentioning scratchbacks and the sun peeking through, representing the intimacy and vulnerability of a relationship. Baggy jeans and X-rated preview shows a little more physical side of this. The line, "but who asked you," shows a miscommunication on the two sides of this relationship, Kevin Abstract not being as invested in this partner as she is. Syrup and Syndromes can be shown the ups and downs of a relationship that one goes through. He reflects on memories with someone, things like old photos, matches, and seeing her in flashes, claiming he does not want to see these memories, likely as they make him sad. In the chorus, QUADECA comes in with these powerful, beautiful, layered vocals. It honestly reminds me a lot of what we hear on Fractions of Infinity, but even more grand, beautiful, and refined here. He claims these memories and feelings hurt so much more than he knew, likely hurting him more than he ever thought they could. In the post-chorus, we get Quad and Kevin coming together to sing, and it's truly the most gorgeous part of this entire album. They mention giving something, as well as taking away, using plus and minus as the metaphor here. They ask not to be reminded of something from their past, claiming they'll erase them hoes in a day, maybe reflecting upon an argument regarding other girls in their life, followed by the line, "bite my tongue," meaning holding certain words back as they likely don't want to keep the argument going or spark something new. In one of my favorite QUADECA lyrics ever, he says that this girl claimed he was enough, showing he did nothing wrong and he was a good guy, but she wanted something more. This line really hit me hard. QUADECA has a verse where he shows the fear of expressing himself. He says your hold splits in two, showing the love interest is going to leave when they can't take any more of this emotional damage done to them. They use "watching you dancing" up there to describe them watching this person leaving, feeling a sense of freedom getting away from QUADECA or Kevin. In the next verse, they mention the name of the song, Texas Blue, this meaning an emotional coldness or distance. The lyric "purple tea in a cup and green was an indica" shows substance used to escape the emotional damage done. This song has a very soft, sweet little piano through the instrumental, and as I mentioned, I think this is one of, if not is, QUADECA's most beautiful song he's ever made. It feels like such a great way to end this mixtape. Although this is not supposed to be a cohesive album, it feels somehow so connected, and these last three songs really solidify how good this experience is. I've seen Texas Blue described as the end credits, and I love that. It does feel like exactly that. It's such an empowering, loving song following the last two very heavy emotional songs. I love this song. I'm clearly beginning to rate songs as well as the albums throughout these videos now, and mark your calendars, because for the first time, and it definitely won't be the last time, we have our first break my scale rating because this song is so much more than a 10 for me. So that is Scrapyard by QUADECA. Did you like it? Let me know down below. QUADECA is on an absolutely insane run right now, and it has me so excited to continue and watch his progression. I think this matches what I Didn't Mean to Haunt You brought, which is my favorite album of all time, but he does it in such a totally different way. I really cannot wait for his next thought-out cohesive project because some of the sound he has created within the Scrapyard tape is absolutely incredible. I'm going to throw my song ratings up on the screen, and with that being said, I think it's really easy to guess that in my eyes, as a biased QUADECA lover, this mixtape is a 10 out of 10 for me. I have zero complaints about this record, and I think it is flawless. There's nothing I would change about it. I'm so pleased with how this came out. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. It really means a lot. I'm going to have more breakdowns, reactions, and all this stuff going up on different artists as well as QUADECA. We'll see when that new project comes out. I'll do another breakdown, you know? But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace.